Hello, everyone, and welcome back to UK Pro Writers. Today, we have an intriguing research topic that delves into the world of diplomacy, culture, and a nation's reputation on the global stage. We'll explore how a country's cultural diplomacy efforts impact its national image and reputation in the international community. Importance of the research topic. Before we dive into the details, let's understand why this research topic is important. The way a country is perceived on the global stage is critical. It affects foreign relations, trade, tourism, and even national security. Cultural diplomacy, the use of a nation's culture to enhance its international influence, plays a pivotal role in shaping this perception. Real-world examples. To give you a better grasp of the concept, let's take a look at a few real-world examples. Consider South Korea's Hallyu wave, which includes K-pop music, Korean dramas, and more. This cultural export has not only made South Korea a global cultural powerhouse but has also significantly improved its national image. Conversely, we have examples like Russia's cultural diplomacy efforts, which have been seen as an extension of its political agenda, leading to mixed results in shaping its national image. Chapter 1, Introduction. Chapter 1 of a research paper typically includes an introduction to the research topic, presenting the research problem, its significance, and setting the context for the study. It also outlines research questions, objectives, and provides a rationale for conducting the research. Now, let's discuss the structure of the research paper. In Chapter 1 Introduction, we set the stage for the entire study. Here's how to draft this section. Research problem. A research problem might be, how does a country's cultural diplomacy impact its international reputation? Research significance. For example, this study is significant because it helps policymakers understand the importance of cultural diplomacy in achieving diplomatic objectives. Research questions. What are the key components of cultural diplomacy? How do these efforts affect a nation's image? What are the global perceptions of these efforts? Research objectives. To analyze the strategies of cultural diplomacy. To assess the impact of cultural diplomacy on national image. To examine the role of cultural diplomacy in international relations. Research rationale. The rationale might state, understanding the connection between cultural diplomacy and national image is crucial for shaping a country's foreign policy and international influence. Chapter 2 Literature Review. Chapter 2, the Literature Review, provides an in-depth analysis of existing research, theories, and models related to the topic, highlighting the current state of knowledge. It also identifies gaps in the literature that the research aims to address and helps build a theoretical foundation for the study. This section provides a deep understanding of the existing knowledge and theories. Subtopics could include cultural diplomacy theories, for example, the soft power theory, which explains how nations use culture to influence others. The public diplomacy model, which emphasizes communication between governments and foreign publics. Literature gap. Identify gaps in existing literature. For instance, existing studies primarily focus on the Western perspective of cultural diplomacy, with limited insights into non-Western nations' efforts. Chapter 3, Methodology. Chapter 3, the Methodology chapter, outlines the research design, including the conceptual framework, research philosophy, approach, and strategy, detailing how the study will be conducted. It also discusses ethical considerations, limitations, and delimitations, providing a comprehensive understanding of the research methods and procedures. Methodology chapter lays the groundwork for how your research will be conducted. Here's what to include. Conceptual framework. You could have 3 independent variables like cultural exports, diplomatic engagement, and public perception, leading to the dependent variable, national image. Research philosophy. For this research, a pragmatic approach might be suitable, as it blends the benefits of both positivist and interpretivist philosophies. Research approach. Consider an inductive approach, as it's suitable for understanding the complex nature of cultural diplomacy. Research strategy. An exploratory strategy fits well, as it allows for in-depth exploration of cultural diplomacy efforts. Data analysis method. Given the topic's nature, a qualitative approach could be more insightful. Analyzing interviews and content analysis, for instance. Ethical considerations. Always consider ethical aspects. For example, obtaining informed consent from interviewees. Limitations and delimitations. Acknowledge potential limitations like language barriers and time constraints. Chapter 4 Data Analysis. Chapter 4, the Data Analysis chapter, focuses on the actual analysis of the collected data using the chosen methodology. It includes the presentation of results, statistical or qualitative analyses, and the interpretation of findings, ultimately providing answers to the research questions and objectives. In data analysis, your approach will depend on your methodology. If it's quantitative, you'll analyze data statistically, determining sample size. If it's qualitative, you'll use content analysis, considering factors like sample size. Chapter 5 Conclusion. In conclusion, you'll summarize your findings and their implications, offering a holistic perspective on your research. In the conclusion, you'll also discuss the broader significance of your research, its practical applications, and its potential contributions to the field of study. Additionally, you may suggest areas for future research or offer recommendations based on the insights gained from your study. Chapter 6 Recommendation. Finally, recommendations suggest practical steps based on your research. For instance, countries should prioritize cultural diplomacy as a means to improve their national image. Academics should explore non-Western perspectives of cultural diplomacy. Suggestions for future research. And for future research, consider exploring topics like the role of social media in cultural diplomacy, or the effectiveness of cultural diplomacy during crises. That's it for today's discussion on cultural diplomacy and national image. We hope this video helps you understand the significance of this research and how to structure each chapter effectively. Stay tuned for more exciting topics on UK Pro Writers. Thanks for watching.